Welcome back in my ASVAB party people. Here's another question where we're going to take a look at it and it's fairly straightforward, but if you read too fast, if you let that test anxiety get in the way, it's very easy to get this one wrong. So let's go ahead and hop on in by starting by reading the question. What was the city's population in 2021? So we're looking for the population in 2021 right there. Now, that doesn't exactly tell us the math we need to do yet, but it does tell us, again, the context, what we're trying to achieve. Population in 2021. Now, we're going to read this information now under that lens. Hey, what do we know about population? What do we know about the years? That's all we care about because it's going to tell us, again, what we need to figure out to get there. So a city's population was 45,000 residents in 2020. So just 1 year ago, 45,000. Okay. Due to economic factors, the population decreased by 15% over the next year. So there's a couple of pieces of information we want to highlight. Number one, we know that in 2020, the population was 45,000. Then it says due to economic factors, the population decreased by 15% over the next year. So what does that mean for 2021? Okay, sounds good. So this is where I'm going to show you it can be pretty easy to get this wrong because if you are too excited, if you're anxious about this and you just take the numbers that you see, okay, we see that it decreased by 15% and you immediately go 15% times that 45,000 is going to equal my 2021 population. If you do that, well, again, this shows that cool. You know how to show the formula for percentages, but do you know how it actually works? Because the main idea behind percent word problems is the percent that you apply is the same representation of the result that you get. So follow along here. If 15%, let me zoom on in here. If 15% represents the decrease in population, then what that means is whatever number is here is going to represent the amount that the population decreased by. Now, does that make sense in terms of the answer we're looking for? Not quite. If we're looking for the 2021 population, we are not trying to get how much the population decreased by. We want the final population in 2021. And so this is how it's super easy to get this one wrong, because if you did it this way, you might have gotten answer choice B, which again is immediately wrong. We're looking for the population, not the amount that we decreased by. So there's two options here. Two options, my party people. Number one is going to be, well, understanding that this is going to be the population decrease and then subtracting it from the original population at the end. Or a little smoother, a little more straightforward, if we know that 100% was the original population, so the whole population, and we decreased by 15%, well, guess what? What percentage does that leave? That leaves 85% remain. And that's what we can use. So if we want this formula to be consistent, my party people, again, which is the easiest way moving forward, we can make sure that our formula is representing the same ideas. So if we take all of this out of the way and we plug in the 85% that we got, again, this would be the 2021 population, then what we know is that when we calculate, yes, it'll be consistent and we'll get the 2021 population. And there we go. So let's go ahead and do the math and we're done. So first things first, to turn a percentage into a decimal, that's going to be 0.85, moving it over twice to the left. Once we do that, we just write everything else nice and easy. And now it's just time to calculate. And so while I calculate, remember that if you haven't already done so, you should sign up for our ASVAB All Access program, especially with our Black Friday sale going on right now. That way you can save a ton of money, get the ASVAB score you need, that job you deserve, and it's kumbaya from there. So don't forget, my party people, click the link in my bio or description of this video. Use that coupon code and save a ton on raising your score. So let's go ahead and multiply. We have 0 times 5, 0 times 5, 0 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry the 2 is 22. Next up, now with 8, we'll go ahead and start with a 0 right here to move over. And then we'll go 0 times 8, 0 times 8, 0 times 8, 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4. 4 times 8 is 32, carry the 4 is 36. Add all of this back together, and we'll get 0, 0, 0. Let's go ahead and make that clean there. Then we have 5, 2, 8, and 3. And so we see that we have 2 decimals that we need to move back. So right there. And our final answer will be 38,250 residents in 2021. And there you go, my party people. I hope that this helps out. And as a reminder, again, our Black Friday sale is going on right now. So check out the link in the description of this video. Use the code BF24, sign up, show up, and let's ace the ASVAB. I'll see y'all soon, my party people. Cheers.